the same thing. 在家里是有爸爸妈妈姐妹。Alright, you have your family. You don't usually stand up and speak to them. Right? So this happens at school. And at school, the only reason for you to stand up in class and speak is because the teacher tells you to. It's a 功课, right? It's homework. It's an assignment. So you have to share your homework with the class. You have to tell the class your answer. 老师问一个问题，所以有你们的答案，要给你们的同学听 right? 但是讲错，有可能被骂 right? 讲错有可能被笑。Today it's a really popular pastime, it seems. I think you don't have to sit in the back, yeah, move forward. Yeah, bring the chairs. So, the thing is, people say that English is too hard, that they're afraid to speak in English. People say that English is so different from Chinese, but it's not. Every language works the same. 每个语言有音有字有句子，每个语言有时候要这边讲话 right? There's always places where you have to get up and you have to speak in front of other people. Now, if we had time where I could just sit down and talk with you one-on-one, 有可能这个不好意思感觉没有那么重 right? You wouldn't feel as embarrassed. Just like in Chinese, right? But because I'm a guy and I'm white and I'm English and I'm a teacher, 所以有比较多这个不好意思的感觉 right? If I weren't white, and if I were your age, if I were a girl, then if I sit down and talk to you, you wouldn't feel even that embarrassed. It'd be even easier. So, this isn't about English. 这不是英文的问题，是中文的问题，也是 right? It's also about Chinese. The more comfortable you are with just getting up and speaking, the more comfortable you are. So, 有这个问题. There is still this problem, right? Because in another language, there's more chance that you're wrong. There's more chance that you have the wrong sound, the wrong word, the wrong grammar. But you can still work on it in Chinese. You can still practice in Chinese. 用中文练习, right? Because the less you are afraid of making mistakes, the less you're afraid of speaking in English. Put this in the wrong place, sorry. Speaking is over here. Okay, see, you can make mistakes, and you learn to move on. 如果真的是我写英文还是德文还是法文还是中文，中文我没有办法写，但是写错我不会不好意思，因为很多有练习写错讲错。I've practiced a lot saying the wrong thing. I've made a lot of mistakes. So I don't get very embarrassed anymore. I mean, there are still some things that are embarrassing, right? Like if you go to class and you stand there and then, that's embarrassing for everybody, right? But even there, if that happens to me, it's like, thanks, and then I fix it, and then I can keep going. If that happens to you, would you like cover your face and run away, or would you just that make my right? You have to practice making mistakes so that you can learn how to fix them, but also so you can learn to get past them. 如果每一次讲错，不好意思，写错，不好意思，做这个东西。If you do something wrong,不好意思。If every time you feel embarrassed, then you will never get to that place in English or in Chinese. 都是没有办法有的 right? So practice making mistakes. Practice doing things that you can't. So speech contests. The university here does have competitions, right? You have places where you can give speeches, right? 英文有，中文也有吗？所以可以练习 right? Try. 老师问你们有没有问题？可以问 right? In your Chinese classes too, when the teacher says something and you think, 我不太了解, ask. In your other classes, 你们都会问吗？不好意思，所以不是英文的问题。Alright? In Chinese too, you have to practice this. Get yourself embarrassed enough and it stops bothering you. Alright? 了解吗？再快吗？我听不懂你要告诉我。Alright? Honestly, there are some, I'm not saying you should do this, but in theater, for on stage. Okay, that one. Theater?
Movie theater.
No, theater, like when you act, when you perform.
Oh, yeah, theater.
So in Chinese?
戏院.
Okay, 戏院. There are teachers of theater who suggest that the best way to not be afraid, take all your clothes off and run around.
Yeah.
I mean, you might go to jail, so you have to be careful, but you'll get past being embarrassed pretty quickly, right? If you can do that on stage, you can do anything. Now, at school, this is probably a bad idea, so you shouldn't do that. But there are other ways that you can do things like that. Singing, right? If you go to KTV with your friends, well, that takes a little bit of guts, 需要一点点那个感, right? But,
yeah.
If you sing on the street, you just go to the train station and you have like a music player and you sing. Some people will laugh at you. It's good practice, all right? At worst, you go to another city where nobody knows you, all right? 如果你是台北人，可以去到高雄, right? In Kaohsiung, then you can just go to the train station and do something silly. Do something that will embarrass you. Practice it. And then it gets easier. Okay? So, speech contests, theater. The school here does have drama groups, right? You have like different kinds of performance. Yeah. Do that. Alright? You don't have to start by being the main character. Alright? 开始不用是第一个最重要的character 主角 alright? 开始可以you can just be a tree, in the background. And you go on stage and you pretend to be a tree.
You can be the second.
And then you walk off, alright? That's how I started. Seriously, when I was in university, actually it started in high school. 我在那个
高中.
Yeah, 高中的时候. We didn't really have junior and senior high school, just high school. I studied Italian, okay? 学意大利文. 意大利文我觉得是很简单的. It's easy for me. I like languages, I find it easy to learn. 所以拼法、发音、文法都没问题. Alright? 但是讲话的时候, I had really long hair, like, longer than this. I would cover my whole face. So when I was in class, if I was talking in class, the teacher said, stand up and tell. I would cover my face.